in this video I'll be doing a review on the Walkie Talkies. The model number is WT48. I don't see the brand anywhere. I just did a search on Amazon and it said Walkie Talkies for kids. Right, looking at the physical size, you can see here I have an ICOM. So if you're familiar with an ICOM radio, there you can see that this is much smaller than the ICOM Walkie Talkie. With the batteries, it is 101.45 grams, so call it under 102 grams, and that one is 97.93 grams. And if you're wondering why there's a difference in the mass, it's probably because they've got different batteries in. This has got rechargeable batteries, while this has got normal alkaline batteries. Alright, so the size is small. You can see this is less than 13 centimeters, and the width is less than 5 centimeters, and the thickness, including the buttons, is less than 4 centimeters. Alright, so getting started with these, the first thing you'll need to do is insert batteries. So you'll have to remove the belt clip. There's a little clip there, so I just push that in and slide it up, and now I can push this clip in, lift the back cover, and there are the batteries. One of the things I like about it, it takes 3 AAA batteries, so that is the orientation of the batteries. Right, to close it, you slide it in like that, and then you press down at the bottom. Then you can put the belt clip by sliding it in at the top. Now just going through the buttons with you, this is the push to talk button on the side, and then you've got the power button. In order to switch it on, you need to press it for 3 seconds, so you press and hold for 3 seconds. This is the menu button, then you've got the volume up, volume down, and then this also acts as the up and down buttons when you're in the menu. Then you've got a little torch. Now on the top there you can see there's this LED. Don't expect this to light up a room. This is more symbolic rather than that useful. Obviously if it's pitch black in the room or outdoors, you will be able to see the ground with it. So this is equivalent to one of those very small torches that you'd have on a key ring. So all this is just one single high bright LED. So you toggle the torch on or off just like that, and then you've got the speaker, the microphone, the belt clip, and that's about it, and obviously the antenna. Alright, to turn the device on, you press and hold the power button. There you go, and then you can see the LCD display. It is quite a snug LCD display. Everything is squashed in there, and immediately you can see it's got the battery life, and I'll zoom in. So if you have a look on the bottom left, it's got battery life. You can see it's full. Then it's got the then it shows you the volume. You can see there's a bar graph there as I decrease the volume and increase the volume. If the battery is low, obviously these bars inside the little battery symbol will be removed, but it will also flash and it will beep when the battery is discharged. Right, so obviously you need 2 in order for this to work, so I'll switch on the other one. Right, so I'll quickly go through the setup of the walkie-talkie. This flashlight here, as you can see, it's shining on my finger. Once it's toggled on, it doesn't seem to go off. This has been on now for 10 minutes. The one on the display goes off, but the flashlight here seems to stay on for more than 10 minutes. Right, so now going through the menu. Now you can see there's a few items there. It says 1301. Right, if you press the menu button once, you are now able to select the channel. You've got an option of 22 channels. There's 22. Now if you want to get both of these walkie-talkies to talk to each other, they must be on the same channel. You can either set that manually or you can do that automatically. I'll show you how to set it manually. You'll set 20 there, and then as you can see when I press here, it's not coming through on the other walkie-talkie, so I'll need to also select the same channel here. These are arbitrary, and you might be wondering, why are there 22 channels? Well, maybe people around you might be on a similar channel. Maybe there's a construction site, maybe there's more people who are playing with walkie-talkies, so it gives you 22 channels to play with. Now if I press the button, you can see now it's actually showing that there's transmission. If you look there, you'll see that little base station antenna there. You can see when I press here, it's showing transmission. If you're wondering why it's not making a noise, that you can set, like for example on this one now, you see it makes that loop. You can set that, and I'll show you how to set that. Alright, so there you see that on the same channel. If you want to set them up automatically, all you do is as follows. I'm going to now press the menu button once, go to say channel 12. Right, to get out of the menu, just press the push to talk button. This is the PTT, push to talk button. And now I'm going to get these to the same channel automatically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold the volume up button. But while I do that, I'm going to press and hold the push to talk button on the other walkie-talkie. So there it's on. And now I'm going to synchronize it by pressing and holding this one. And it's going to go through the channels. And it will find, there it is, see, it stopped at the correct channel, see, channel 12. So it picked it up and now they are both on the same channel. So I've shown you two methods. You can either do it manually by pressing menu once, then it flashes, and then by pressing up or down you can go to the channel, or you could do it automatically as just shown. Now if you press the menu button again, you get to a feature which is called continuous tone coded squelch system. I'm not going to go into that now. All I'm going to do is I'm going to move on here and now press it a third time and it says Vox, voice operated transmission, and it's currently off. What that does is instead of having to press the push to talk button, you can just start speaking and it will automatically transmit. Now I'll just demonstrate that. Okay, Vox, now let's switch it on. Now this is the sensitivity level, so let's make it very sensitive. Obviously if you're outdoors in a windy area or something like that, it's going to pick up the noise and transmit at the wrong times. Now I'm just going to put it here as well, Vox, and I'm also going to have it on level 3. And there we go. Now I'm going to remove this one away because it's too close. Now as I talk, it will automatically transmit, and I'll just put the volume up. Now I've got the other walkie-talkie, and as I bring it close to my mouth and I just start talking, it will then start transmitting, as you can see, showing the transmit signal. And I have not pressed the push to talk button. The Vox does it automatically. It's a useful feature if the walkie-talkie is left on the table and you just want to have a conversation with someone. Right, so I'm now going to switch it off. Now carrying on through the menu, it's got call tones. Now, gives you a few tones that you can send to the other walkie-talkie, and I'll scroll through the different tones. Alright, that's the first one. Alright, so there's your 10 tone. And how you send that tone is you double press quickly on the push to talk button. So here we go. And if the tone was changed, alright, now I've changed it to number 2. Let's hear the different tones call signal. Right, so that's how you change your call tones. And now carrying on with the menu. Tones, you can switch that off. See, once it's off, you see these button presses no longer make that doot 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 sound. And now I'm going to go show the one last setting, and that is the Roger tone. So if you switch it off, you can see now when I press here, it doesn't go doot. Right, and if I want to switch it back on, see, and that's back on the Roger tone. Alright, one last thing, if you press and hold the menu button, it also acts as a lock. So when I've pressed it for a while, you can see it's now got a key there, and as you can see, I can't change any of the settings. So you can also do that, and obviously it still allows you to use the push to talk, but now the actual menu buttons are now locked. To unlock it, you just press and hold the menu button once more. Alright, just showing you the specifications. The range is up to 6 kilometers or 5 miles. And that's obviously line of sight, and I'm going to test that. And for your reference, these are the frequency channels. 2 additional things I didn't mention. There is an earpiece jack here, so you can connect an earphone over there. And then when you do talk, rather press and hold, wait 1 second, then speak. And then when you are going to finish your speech, wait 1 second, then release the button. That will stop the beginnings of your words and the ends of your sentences being cut off when you are doing your transmissions. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 tests. We're going to first do a small scale test, and that is just through the walls of this house. So there's about 4 or 5 walls to my son who's standing there and he's on his way to the other side of the house. Right, can you hear me clearly?
Yes. The pool is blue and there's a lizard in the pool.
Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to drive to a nearby park and I'll measure the distance, and the other walkie-talkie will stay here, and that means obviously we'll go through several houses. What I mean by that is the signal, if you go line of sight, we'll have to go through several houses, and we're going to try and extend this to the a few kilometers and actually see if these walkie-talkies are of any use. Right, so we are now about 150 meters away. Let's test it. Hi, can you hear me? Over.
Yeah, I can hear you. Over.
Come in, can you hear me?
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Right, now we're going to go to about 500 meters. Right, so we are now at 500 meters. Hi, can you hear me? Come in, can you hear me? Testing. Okay, so not working. So let's go back to say 300 meters. All right, so we're at about 300 meters. We're going to just do a quick test. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, as you can see that its signal is not very good at 300 meters. Right, so we're at 100 meters. Can you hear me?
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Okay, so alright, so we've now driven 150 meters in the other direction. I'm going to hold the walkie-talkie here, but just keeping in mind we have also been holding it out the window and it hasn't made much difference. Come in, can you hear me? So you can see there's quite a lot of noise here. Okay, to sum up, what do I think? Well, as you see, this thing's got 4.5 stars. I wouldn't give 4.5 stars. Yes, it does work very well. It's quite solid. The thing I like about it the most is the batteries. The three AAA batteries are much easier to get than the 9-volt battery, which is what you often find in these type of toys, especially if you want a rechargeable one. Not that easy when in a 9-volt. In terms of the specification, it says here 3-mile range or plus 3 mile. Now you saw the my one actually said 6 kilometers. I don't think that it would do that. Even if it was line of sight and I could see the person, yeah, maybe you could vaguely hear the voice around, you know, with the background noise, and that's if you could see the person. But going through walls and that, no, it definitely distorts the signal quite considerably. So over here where it says up to 3 miles long transmitting range in open field and 0.5 to 1 mile range in residential area. 0.5 to 1 mile range, that I couldn't agree with. Residential area, you saw, I got in the car, I did stop the car. We even tried to hold the walkie-talkie outside of the car because obviously the car is like some sort of a Faraday cage. So this is 0.5 mile. I couldn't even get 500 meters. And this is the minimum spec, and this is 0.5 to 1 mile. So no, I can't agree with that. Even at 300 meters, it was quite noisy, but it does work. I'm not saying that's not a good product. Maybe for your kids playing at a house, or maybe even in a school, if they're on one side of the school to the other, I think it would be pretty noisy, but they would probably make out the voice. I know there's a squelch feature, which I didn't use. So overall, I do like the product. I am happy with it. It's not like I'm going to take it back. I would give it 3 or 3.5 star, mainly because of the specifications. It is the best walkie-talkie that I've bought to date. Other ones I've bought have been maybe a little bit cheaper, but then hasn't had the LCD display, and it's just a press to talk button, and the range is definitely much poorer. This one definitely works well. I mean, within the whole house, going around through the walls, perfect. But the minute you go quite far, more than 100 meters, you're picking up quite a bit of noise. All right, so thanks for watching. Cheers.